I think one of the loneliest parts of building alone is the week after the build. The app exists, the prompt pack exists, the tiny product exists. And then the room gets very quiet because the next steps are not really building steps. They are business steps. Find the customer, write the page, decide the price, make content, do outreach, see what happens, adjust. Repeat until something starts working. Pazi launched today as Product Hunt's #1 product, and its pitch is simple. Vibe code business operations. That phrase sounds a little ridiculous, which is usually how you know a real shift is hiding nearby. The Product Hunt page says Pazi is an AI team for the idea you keep coming back to. A book, a shop, an app, or a skill you want to sell. You tell it what you are trying to do, and it builds a team of agents around the idea. The examples are practical. A website, first outreach, content, and the next step. The maker comment gets more specific. For one user selling a prompt pack on Gumroad, Pazi built a growth strategist, a content writer, and a researcher. It produced the pack, a Canva cover with hex codes, a posting calendar with platform, day, hook, and call to action, and competitor pricing research the user had not explicitly requested. That is the interesting part. A lot of AI tools wait for you to become the manager. They are powerful, but they still require constant coordination. You write the prompt, you review the answer, you ask the next question, you remember the context. You decide which specialist should do what. For introverts, that is better than meetings, but it can still feel like silently running a very needy team. Pazi is trying to move one level up. You describe the outcome, and a team lead breaks it into the messy operating work. Through the introvert lens, this scores a 9 because it attacks the social bottleneck after creation. Making the thing is often the private, enjoyable part. Getting it in front of people is the part that asks you to perform certainty before you have evidence. Pazi's best promise is not that it writes better copy. It is that it keeps the loop moving when your nervous system would prefer to pretend launching is a future problem. One small step appears, then another. The blank page becomes a landing page. The vague market becomes competitor notes. The maybe price becomes a range. The workflow I would test is deliberately small. Take one idea you have been carrying for more than a month. Not a giant company, a paid guide, a local service, a tiny SaaS, a skill. Give Pazi the actual goal. Get the first 10 serious prospects, validate the price, or publish a first version this week. Then watch what it decides to do without immediately correcting everything. The point of the test is not whether Pazi produces perfect work. It is whether the agent team creates inspectable motion where you previously had private avoidance. There are useful guardrails on the Product Hunt thread. The maker says Pazi asks first before a full strategy change. For regulated or compliance-heavy work, it can research regulations but still depends on the user. The product also shows what agents are working on through a pulse page, so you can inspect progress instead of trusting a magic black box. Those details matter. Autonomy is only comforting when the approval boundary is visible. The best AI teammate is not the one that never asks. It is the one that knows when not asking would be expensive. There are caveats. A proactive business agent can create busy work with tremendous confidence. It can ship a generic content calendar, misunderstand your customer, or optimize toward motion instead of truth. It may also make introverts feel productive while postponing the scarier human signal. Will anyone buy this? So I would keep the first test narrow, require visible reasoning, and make approvals mandatory for spending money, contacting real people, changing positioning, or publishing externally. Quiet does not mean passive. You still need judgment. My verdict? Pazi is worth testing if you are good at making things but bad at moving them into the world. The objects are moved by an unseen force from the shelf to a polished black table with teal lines. If you already have a team, this may feel like another operating dashboard. If you do not have a team, it might feel like borrowed momentum. The bigger signal is that AI is moving from individual assistant to operating layer. First, it helped write the thing. Then it helped build the thing. Now it is starting to help with the uncomfortable middle. Positioning, outreach, content, pricing, iteration. For introverts, that matters because our problem is not lack of ideas. It is often the social tax attached to proving them. You do not need to become louder. You may just need a system that keeps taking the next small step while you decide which steps deserve your attention.